Good afternoon. My name is Judge Kim Teresa Malika. You're here today in first appearance court. Today you're going to be informed of the charges and we're going to determine if there's probable cause. Today is not your trial day. Please do not talk about the facts of your case. Everything's being recorded. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say or do can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney. We have a public defender. I believe it's Mr. Romero at the main jail. And we have Mr. Reedy, who's from the public defender's office as well, to my right in the courtroom here. If you have a private attorney, please let me know when you step up to the podium. All right, Mr. Reedy, can you call North Broward and let this attorney, he needs to ask for Mr., I think it's Bimbo? Which one do you want to talk to him? Okay. I heard that there might be a warrant being signed by Judge McHugh. I have no idea.
Right, exactly. That's...
Well, why don't you speak to him and then we'll address it in a moment. I just want to take one case at a turn and I'll give you the time. Okay, so state, who is it that you're looking for?
It's Sean Walker.
And where is, okay, he's the first one.
Judge, he's here present at Maine. This is the gentleman that was on recall from this morning.
Okay. All right. Mr. Walker, good afternoon, sir. All right, I'm going to start from the top. Counsel for the state, announce your appearance for the record.
Nicole Helmukos on behalf of the state.
Okay, and defense?
Detective Romero on behalf of Sean Walker, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Romero. Mr. Walker, I don't know where we left off, so I'll just start from the top again, okay? What we should have done this morning. You have count 2, aggravated stalking victim after no contact order. 3, missile into a dwelling, vehicle, building, or aircraft. We need to talk about bond. My understanding is on count 4, you have a probation violation in front of Judge Barbara Duffy that you're going before on July 3rd, which is this Tuesday at 9 a.m. Court does find probable cause. State, what are you asking for on counts 2 and 3?
Your Honor, on counts 2 and 3, I'm going to be requesting a $25,000 bond on count 2, a $15,000 bond on count 3. Should he be eligible for release at some point on these charges, I'm going to be asking for pretrial release with a GPS monitor. Your Honor, I just want to advise the court just...
Doors open.
The issue this morning was, I believe the court was advised that possibly these charges were taken into consideration by Judge Duffy when he had his probation reinstated yesterday. I've been advised by my colleague that that was not, Judge Duffy had no idea about these allegations.
Correct, Judge.
It was based on the warrant that was prepared. Your Honor, I can also advise the court, these charges don't even have a case number in Odyssey, so I believe there was some mention that she had reviewed the reports on Odyssey. This case isn't on Odyssey yet. I can advise the court that one of the charges on the case that he was on probation for is violation of an injunction. That was an injunction protecting this
That's
same...
number 4?
Yes, protecting this same victim, Your Honor. So that is a great cause for concern by the state that he is refusing to stay away from this woman. Your Honor, I also want to advise the court... Your Honor, this is not the first allegation against him for shooting at or throwing a deadly missile. In 2017, he was convicted of shooting at or throwing a deadly missile against a different female. He was sentenced to 3 years probation as a habitual offender. He has additional priors for possession of cocaine that he's gone to prison on, attempted burglary of a dwelling, 5 years in the Bay State Prison as a habitual offender and PRR offender, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, violation of a domestic violence injunction, dealing in stolen property, possession of cocaine with intent, and Your Honor, and pursuant to statute, the court can consider a previous arrest, because this is a domestic violence case. He's had arrests for felony battery, aggravated assault, aggravated battery against a pregnant victim, aggravated battery with a violation of an injunction, and those were all dropped.
Okay. All right, defense?
Judge, during the break, I had an opportunity to speak with the public defender that was representing Mr. Walker yesterday at his violation probation hearing in which he was reinstated. At this time, considering also what the state has said, I have no legal objection as far as the court magistrating Mr. Walker on this new, I guess, no bond hold on the BOP. He will be seeing his judge on July 3rd. However, as far as a monetary bond in reference to counts 2 and 3, the judge, they've suggested, if my math is correct, $40,000. That's something that's going to be unattainable to Mr. Walker. He is on disability. No one's going to help post his monetary bond, Judge. So I'd ask you to take that into consideration to determine or release conditions for Mr. Walker.
All right, court's gonna do GPS level 2, $25,000 on 1, 15 on 2, no bond on, I'm sorry, 25 on 2, 15 on 3. 4 is a probation violation, no bond hold. He'll see his division judge, GPS level 2. I'm gonna tell you, sir, again, there's no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim in this case, and that means no contact, even while you're in jail, on the phone, passing messages through third parties. No writing, texting, calling, and when you do bond out, nothing in person, sir. And that's with the alleged victim with the initials SSS. And also, sir, you are to maintain 1 mile at all times from the residence of 1520 Northeast 3rd Avenue. And that is in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, sir. Thank you. Sure, 25 and 15. You're welcome. GPS level 2, no victim contact, direct or indirect, and maintain 1 mile at all time from the victim's home. Thank you. All right, Mr. Catrone, let's call your
Hi.
case.
How you doing, Judge?
Good.
I'm on the saga of Larry Bimbo.
Okay.
And I brought co-counsel with me, Mr. Honor.
Okay,
They didn't think I was doing a good job, so I guess
okay,
they needed Todd to come.
okay.
This is where we're at, Judge.
Oh, he is at the main jail? Hold on, let's get him. Is there a Mr. Bimbo? Can I have his, what, was he on, you have Tuesday's docket?
Judge, there's nobody answering here with that last name, Mr. Bimbo.
All right, I need him brought down. What's his name?
Bimbo, Larry Bimbo, B-I-M-B-O.
Can we get an arrest number or something?
Yes.
What do they need? An arrest number, or what do they
Arrest
need?
number, Judge.
The arrest number is 231
231
801
801
368.
368.
They got it, Judge. They're gonna make it happen.
Okay, thank you. All right, let me know when he gets here. You're welcome. All right, let's call Gary Reed. Gary Reed. Where is he?
That name, Judge. What page is Mr. Reed on?
He's on the second look docket.
Oh, okay. Let me get this. Come on up, sir. Sure.
Okay, are you Mr. Gary Reed, sir?
Yes, I am, yep.
All right, you have obstruction of highway. Do you have an offer in this case? Adjudication time served.
His, from what I can tell, his felony probation was terminated.
Yes. That's what I was advised to.
Judge, my understanding is Mr. Reed is actually talking to me. He said he was under the assumption that he already resolved this case for time served.
No, he has a $1 bond. Let me look it up, Michelle.
No, Your Honor, that's what it's showing in the system.
It is resolved?
No, that he has a $1 bond.
Okay, so pull this case up, Michelle.
Since the case is not resolved, Judge, and he has a dollar bond, he wishes to resolve his case today, and I believe the state did make an offer to resolve it today.
Yeah, time
Or I
served.
can ROR him, his choice.
I'll talk to him, Judge.
All right, see what he wants. Tell him about the $293 in court costs. Oh, thank you. Can I have a copy of the PC on this case?
Judge, Mr. Reed wishes to accept the state's offer and resolve the case today.
Okay, sir, raise your right hand. Do you swear and or affirm to tell the truth, Mr. Reed?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, put your hand down. It's my understanding you wish to resolve your case today?
Yes.
Is anybody forcing you to do this?
No, ma'am.
All right, have you had enough of time to talk to Mr. Romero, your attorney, who's standing next to you?
Yes.
You sure? We can give you more time to talk to him if you need to.
We're okay.
Okay. All right, is anybody forcing you to do this?
No, ma'am.
Are you under the influence of any alcohol or drugs?
No, ma'am.
You're doing this freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
You understand what's going on here today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you understand that the court has to impose $293 in court costs, and if you don't pay that $293, they'll give you 1 year to pay instead of 6 months. If you don't pay it within 1 year, sir, you're gonna have your driver's license suspended, and if you drive a car, you're gonna be arrested. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
You're also gonna have to pay a $25 late fee. Do you understand that as well?
Okay, I thought that was over, but yes, ma'am. Okay.
All right. Have you ever been treated for a mental illness?
Have you ever been treated for mental illness?
No.
No? Okay.
All right, understanding what I just explained to you, do you want to plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest to obstruction of highway?
No contest.
Court's going to accept your plea, find that's freely and voluntarily entered. Court has reviewed the court file and finds probable cause for the plea. Court's going to adjudicate you, time serve you, $293 in court costs, give you 1 year to pay, sir. You have 30 days to appeal the sentence of the court. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Reedy, you might want to tell them at your office when they have a no bond hold, like for something like this. You know, when they have a no bond hold and they resolve if they can look in the system and they have a VOP, they might want to send it back here to a second look or to the division judge. Okay?
Judge, Mr. Bimbo is here.
Okay, great. Let's call up Mr., what's his name? First name? Larry?
Yes.
Okay, Larry Bimbo, come on up, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sir, your attorneys are here?
Okay.
All right, counsel, announce your appearance for the record.
My name is Sebastian Catron.
Okay, all right, so let's see what's going on. He posted his bond. They were able to verify with the alleged victim.
Correct.
So tell me what's going on, why he's still in custody.
And I've been advised the warrant has been signed by,
Has
judge.
been signed?
That's what I've been advised.
Yes, Your Honor, Jackson from pretrial, Your Honor. Warrant was signed at 10:30 this morning. It was told to pretrial that the client notified.
Can you hear her, sir?
Yes.
Okay,
that
go
the
ahead.
client notified the victims while he was in custody. A warrant was written yesterday and warrant was signed. Warrant was written up by the officer and warrant was signed.
How did they say how he contacted?
On 28th.
Obviously by phone?
Received a
or
phone
writing, or-
call. I don't wanna say the client is calling him, threatening him while he's in custody. Said that the client called him 3 times yesterday, which was the 28th.
No, ma'am.
Okay, sir, don't talk about the facts of your case. We have your attorney
They
here.
asked the alleged victim to come into the office to sign the affidavit to that effect and to do a police report to add to the warrant. That was on the 28th at 3:19.
So they're saying yesterday,
Yes.
Mr. Bimbo called?
No, this was reported yesterday. He called, I heard it the day before.
Okay, so when are they saying Mr. Bimbo called? From the jail?
Doesn't say the jail, just says he called while he's in custody.
It would
It would
have
have been
to.
from the
I don't
jail.
know anything, I'm reading from the.
No, I understand.
It does say while in custody. And then after that, the next note is the alleged victim came in with the affidavit from the police of the complaint that the alleged client called him 3 times. The officer,
Okay, sir, can you do me a favor? Hit the mute button so I can hear. Sorry.
the officer wrote.
There's a button right, hold on. The button's right in front of you. Yes.
Don't touch that.
Okay.
The officer wrote a warrant at 3:55. It was too late to give to the judge. This morning, the warrant was walked through to Judge McHugh. It's Judge Cohen's order.
Case, but Judge
Hugh's
Judge
cousin,
Cohen's away, I get it.
and Judge McHugh signed it. It just hasn't been It's been walked through, but the clerk's office stamped it, and the warrant department has to be notified, so technically it hasn't.
So what is it, a
entered
no
yet.
bond hold?
It's a no bond hold.
Okay,
Now, Your Honor, if I may be heard.
sure.
All right, there was no, it's uncontroverted that this man was in custody during these allegations.
Sure.
Every phone call from the jail is monitored by T-Netics. He would have to, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, the victim would have to have T-Netics on his phone. It's my understanding that he does not have T-Netics on his phone. Or Mr. Bimbo did that to somebody with T-Netics on their phone, and they did a three-way call. Either way, there's a record, a log of that from the jail. It is our contention that this victim knows the system as well as me and Mr. O'Nor. And that's why he did this, to make sure that Mr. Bimbo does not get out of custody. And Mr. Bimbo did not do anything while he was in custody. He doesn't even know this gentleman's telephone number.
All right, well, unfortunately, I can't do anything with Judge McHugh's warrant for Judge Cohen. So the only thing that I could suggest is maybe go upstairs and speak to, because, you know, Judge McHugh's judicial assistant or Judge McHugh's courtroom, she's on the 10th
Might be
floor.
open, who knows?
She might be open to hearing it. They can bring him up, I guess, you know, if she did want to hear it, or she might want him to wait till Monday. But, you know, you can tell her that he's satisfied all the conditions.
Yes, Your Honor.
But there's nothing I could do. If it was this case, I'd want him released. I don't know if that
It
was
is
what.
this case. It is this case.
No, but I'm saying because Judge McHugh signed the warrant, I'm talking about originally when I heard it. Maybe that's why they, I don't know.
They obviously didn't bring it to you for a reason. But that's okay, Judge. I'll go up there. Hopefully she's there. We'll see what happens.
Okay,
All right? If
Good luck,
not,
and-
I'll see you soon.
okay,
All right.
all right. Thank you. Maybe you can get it set on Monday before Judge Cohen.
We'll see.
He does have hearings on the 3rd, I think, for the VOPs.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. I signed this. What do you want me to do with this?
That was the Nebbia order you issued this morning, Your Honor. Remember, I wasn't able to finish it before you left.
All right, it has 10, 15 counts?
Yes,
Okay, so what do you want me to do with it? Give it to the clerk?
sure,
I signed it.
yeah.
Okay, I didn't know pretrial got it. All right.
I don't,
All right, so we did Mr. Reed. So let me just sign this and then we'll go to our regular docket.
damn, if he comes back.
How about Alberto Castro Galeas? What are we doing with him? We had add charges. Did they give me a new sheet? Was this the one that the charges were all?
It was, the findings were just missing 1 and 2.
So this is the one. Okay, so I have everything. So where is Mr. Galeas?
Is he?
What page, Judge? So I can-
He was from this morning,
33 from
Okay.
this morning.
I think he might have.
33 from this morning.
I think he might have.
I don't even have page.
Oh, Paul Ryan, hold on.
That's why I'm so confused.
All right,
So,
all right. Are you Alberto Castro Galeas?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, sir, we have Mr. Reedy, who's in the courtroom representing you. Mr. Reedy, I believe earlier, you can correct me if I'm wrong, waived formal reading of the 6 charges here?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right, so waive formal reading. We have to talk about bond. The court does find probable cause unless I hear an objection.
No. Not at
All
this
right,
time.
so state, what are you requesting as far as bond and any special conditions?
Your Honor, what I'm gonna be requesting, well, as far as bond, the 2 change of charge counts,
Tell me the counts, the 1 and 2?
yes.
I have them.
Yes, those are 1 and 2.
Okay,
On 1 and 2, they were changed, they were enhanced, but they were originally PBLs, they are still PBLs. Judge Backman found proof evident or presumption great. I'm asking the court to adopt that finding for those 2 counts and hold him no bond, continue holding him no bond on those 2 counts. On 3 and 4, actually, I believe it's 3, 4, and 5. Those are all PBLs, Your Honor. And I'm gonna be asking that he be held no bond on those pursuant to, upon a finding of proof evidence presumption grade. I provided the court and.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, you're asking for no bond?
Yes, ma'am, and I provided the court and Mr. Reedy with some supplemental reports that have
Sure.
additional information.
What about count 6?
Count 6 is bondable, Your Honor, and I'd be requesting a $25,000 bond on that. And obviously, an order of no victim contact, and I will get the initials for the court.
It says DO.
There you go.
That's what it says in the information. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
Don't take my word for it.
No,
Okay.
you've got the information in front of you, he's not trusted. But yes, I can.
All right, there's only one alleged victim.
Yes, ma'am.
Just check. Okay, it appears that way. All right, Mr. Reedy?
Your Honor, we would object to the court making a finding of proof evident presumption great. That is the highest standard that we have in the criminal justice system. This court has been provided with an information and an affidavit. We would maintain that that is, or an incident report, I should say. We would maintain that that is insufficient to meet the standard of proof evident presumption great, and we would ask the court to set bond for Mr. Castro Galeas.
All right. Sir, I've reviewed the probable cause and the other paperwork filed in your case, the information, and I find proof of guilt to be evident on the presumption great on counts 1 through 5. Therefore, on counts 1 through 5, you're going to be held no bond till further order of the court. This order is without prejudice, sir, for you to file a motion to set bond with your assigned division judge and request a hearing under State v. Arthur on count 6. The court is going to do a $25,000 bond. You are to have no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim in this case, with the initials DO. The court's going to order also no possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Okay, next one is going to be Nicole Merchant.
Bonded, Judge, I've been informed.
Okay, let me check the box. Okay, and then after Ms. Merchant is going to be Sakula Temu McLeod.
Bonded.
Aubrey Ranson,
Your Honor.
North Broward. Hello.
Hello, Judge.
All right, ma'am, you have trafficking in hydromorphine between 28 and 30 kilos, $500,000 bond. Count 2 is possession with intent to sell, manufacture, or deliver alprazolam within 1,000 feet of a school, childcare, or park. Bond set at $5,000. The court does find probable cause. Anybody, go ahead.
Your Honor, looking at the arrest, the affidavit, I don't think, it's the missbook, it shouldn't have the enhancement on count 2. The detective just charged her with possession with intent.
Okay, so what would you, possession, PC for possession,
Yeah, just without the 1,000 feet. And that would,
intent to sell, manufacture, or deliver? Only,
yeah, and the standard bond on that is 2,500.
okay.
I don't think it matters really what the bond on count 2 is, Judge. The issue here
I
is
see.
what is the bond on count 1? Ms. Ranson has been a resident of South Florida for all of her life. She has extensive family here, including her brother, her sister, her father. She thinks her sister could come up with some money for bond. $500,000 is way out of the ballpark. She's been living with her sister and her 10 and 14-year-old children for the last 3 years. However, if she was released, she would be living with her father in Pompano. She indicates to me that she has been working at Whole Foods for the last year and a half, and she's never missed court. And in a reading of the probable cause affidavit, it appears to me as though the co-defendant is the one who actually sold the 300 hydromorphone tablets to the undercover agent. And while Ms. Ranson may have been present, there's nothing here to indicate that she was involved in that transaction other than mere presence. The officer writes that a search of the vehicle revealed the defendant to be in possession of 60 alprazolam tablets, but it doesn't say where these alprazolam tablets were found. Were they found somewhere in the vehicle? Were they found in her pocket? It doesn't tell us where they're found. And then there was a search warrant at the house which revealed prescription pill bottles, and I think that the evidence will bear out that her son has prescription medication, but no narcotics were found in the house. And as far as the conversation in the back of the police car, who knows who's talking and who's saying what? We don't have access to that conversation at all. We don't know if it's and obviously they're both placed in the back seat for the purpose of recording them. They'd never put both of them in the back seat for purposes of transportation. And we don't know. It could be the co-defendant doing all the talking and Miss Ranson doing all the listening. We really just don't know. But there's not a very strong case here for trafficking in hydromorphone. I'd ask the court to consider that when addressing the bond in this case. I don't see her sister being able to come up with a tremendous amount of money, Judge. I would ask the court to consider a $10,000 bond on count 1 and a $2,500 bond on count 2. I'll talk to her sister and see if they can come up with that kind of money, but the way these bonds stand right now, it might as well be $1 billion because she's not going to be getting out.
Okay, so this is between 28 grams and 30 kilos, and it's alleged that it was 45 grams total. Is that
Yes,
correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
And Your Honor, all I would say about this is, one, when setting whatever the court believes to be an appropriate bond, if convicted of this offense, Ms. Ranson faces a 25-year minimum mandatory prison sentence. She has priors for possession of cocaine, DUI, theft, battery on a law enforcement officer, resisting with violence, and battery. Also, Your Honor, I would just note as far as the conversation that, the mention of the conversation, it says that the defendants can be heard discussing.
I saw that.
And given plain meaning, it involves two people speaking to one another, not just one person speaking and the other person listening.
Well, let's not lose sight of the fact that a probable cause affidavit is a document written by a detective to justify the charges for which they arrest the defendant. He doesn't go into any specificity in this at all. If Miss Ranson was actively involved in this conversation and had said something worth quoting about her knowledge and or involvement in this transaction, he would have included it in this probable cause affidavit. The fact that he didn't, I think, should be an indication to this court that Ms. Ranson was not an active participant in this conversation, because if she had been, he would have mentioned that in the report instead of saying, well, there was some kind of conversation.
All right, this is what the court's gonna do. No possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons. GPS, open schedule, 150 on 1, 2,500 on 2. This is without prejudice, obviously. She can go before a division judge and maybe get the recordings and
All right, thank you,
Okay.
thank you, Judge. I'll
You're
call your
welcome.
sister, Aubrey, okay?
Michelle, Marianne Burke, good luck, ma'am.
Also North Broward Judge, and I'll be asking for pretrial release on Ms. Burke.
Okay. State, let me know if you have an objection. All right, ma'am, you have possession of oxycodone, Percocan, Percocet, possession of alprazolam, which is also known as Xanax, drug paraphernalia, possess and or use. $2,100 bond total, counts 4 and 5 are driving while license is suspended without knowledge. It's not for magistrate, and expired tag less than 6 months is also not for magistrate. So $2,100 bond, court does find probable cause. Is your mailing address 6210 North, Southwest 14th Place?
That's my
Margate?
grandmother's address.
Can you get mail there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So can you forward the $2,100 bond?
No, I cannot.
Okay, Mr. Reedy? You asked for I'm sorry, Mr.
I don't have an objection to pretrial.
All right, ma'am, we can do one of two things. I can either give you $1,000 bond, or you can go on standard pretrial supervision. Which one?
Pretrial.
All right, you have to report within 24 hours of your release. Since today is the weekend, they're not open, and you're not gonna get out by 3, you have to report by Monday at 12 noon. If you don't report when you're supposed to, guess what happens?
Yes, ma'am.
You're gonna have probably a no bond hold, okay? So make sure you show up, don't get any new law violations. They'll explain to you everything you have to do. Thank you.
Good luck, Michelle. Remember what we talked about.
Shakeen McKellar. Shakeen McKellar.
She's here, may just come on up, ma'am?
All right, and after this is gonna be Julianne Stabler. All right, Miss McKellar, how are you, ma'am?
Okay,
You have an aggravated battery caused bodily harm or disability. Court does find probable cause. We need to talk about bond. Court is gonna order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim in this case, with the initials WS. Do you know what no contact, direct or indirect means, ma'am? Did you hear me explain it earlier?
yes,
All right, so no contact in person, calling through third parties, no contact whatsoever with the alleged victim with the initials WS. State, what are you asking for as far as bond?
One moment, Your Honor. I can advise the court that Ms. McKellar's had multiple arrests previously as a juvenile for like offenses. I'm going to be requesting a $10,000 bond.
Okay. Defense?
Judge, and speaking Ms. McKellar, she's 18 years old at this time. She's not working. She gets a disability. Fortunately, she is homeless. She does have a mailing address. It would be of her mother, who resides in Hallandale. Judge, my understanding is there's nobody going to be able to post her monetary bond. My understanding is the alleged victim is her ex-boyfriend. I believe he's over 6 feet, well over 200 pounds. My understanding of reviewing the PC affidavit, they were in an altercation. From Ms. McKellar's point of view, she was defending herself. And then that's when I guess this incident happened. And after this incident, her boyfriend kept on striking and attacking Ms. McKellar. Judge, I'd ask you at this time, I know today's not her trial date. I'd ask you at this time, since there are no financial resources at her disposal to post bond, I'd ask you to consider releasing her on pretrial release.
What's 825 East Dania Beach Boulevard, Dania Beach?
She does not reside there, Judge.
Is that a mailing address?
That's a mailing address, Judge.
Oh, okay, that's what I want to know.
wait, no, that's a hotel I was at, that
Okay, so
the
you
incident
can't get,
happened.
okay. Judge, that's not her mailing address.
Can she get mail somewhere?
She could get mail at her mother's residence.
Okay, what's that
Do you have that
address?
address? What is it?
1011,
1011.
Northwest,
Yes.
3rd Ave,
Is this a house or apartment?
apartment 4,
Apartment number 4. Okay, and what city?
Hallandale, Florida,
And what's the zip code?
33009.
Judge, it would be 1011 Northwest 3rd Avenue, and that is an apartment number 4, Hallandale, Florida, 33009.
Okay, all right, go ahead, State.
No, I was just going to say, because I know there's representations about the allegations being made. The court's familiar with the allegations, and it does appear that there was a witness, and the allegations are that the victim was trying to leave when this aggravated battery occurred. There are allegations that he stayed after and then struck her, and I'm of course not excusing that, but that's a whole separate issue than the allegations of the aggravated battery, where she cut him in the face with a box cutter.
Well, it does say, as the altercation continued, the security guard who witnessed the event separated the fight.
And then, as he was attempting to leave,
Okay. All right, so this is what the court's gonna do. On count 1, $7,500 bond. She can go to her division judge. No victim contact with WS. No possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons. Thank you.
Your Honor, we have a case from this morning's docket.
Sure.
It was the one that our court deputy did such an excellent job finding Mr. Alex Cadeau, who was reset from this morning because he was in regular court. He was on page 33 of this morning's docket.
Spell
He is
it.
in Conte.
Spell it.
Cadeau.
I don't have the paperwork here.
You should, because it was reset from this morning.
No, and I said to bring him this afternoon. All right, we need to get the paperwork on him. Spell the name, let's get him. Where is he, in Conti?
He's in Conte, Judge.
All right,
He
let's
has
go
a
to
no
it.
bond hold on other charges, so
Let's get his paperwork here. Let's magistrate him. I don't want to offload it on the person tomorrow. It's a holiday weekend too. So, how do we get his paperwork? All right, sir, have a seat. We'll take in just a little bit. We got to get your paperwork. Dante, can you have someone get his paperwork? Bring it over. Thank you. All right, remind me of him, okay? Who else you have? How many others?
The only other guy I got is on page 11, but it's, somebody wrote reset for tomorrow.
What's the name?
August?
Last name is August?
yes.
Correct.
Why was it reset for tomorrow, I wonder?
It's a violation of community control, no bond hold. I've seen that lately on the docket from time to time. It'll be a reset for one day. I don't know if it's just send it to the division or what it is.
I don't, got it. Got it.
Okay, let me see, is he on our afternoon docket? Do we have a copy of the afternoon docket? Is that it?
Yeah, he's on page 11, Judge.
This morning.
I don't know why it's a no bond for a violation of community control, okay? All right, so we're getting the paper on that gentleman there, and we'll be back to you.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Pardon, what's his name?
His name is Cad.
It's with this morning's paperwork. And I told the clerk that we wanted it this afternoon. Okay, let's continue with the docket, we'll find out. Julie Ann Stabler, please.
She's in North Broward, Judge. I'll be asking for pretrial release on Ms. Stabler.
All right, Ms. Stabler, hello, ma'am, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. You?
Fine, thanks for asking. You have possession of cocaine and drug paraphernalia, possess and/or use. License not carried, that's not for a magistrate, it's a civil traffic infraction, failure to drive to the right, and failure to wear the safety belt. So 3, 4, and 5 are not for magistrate, no bonds required on that. You just have a $1,000 bond on the possession of cocaine. The court does find probable causes. Your mailing address 8409 Rural, RURAL Lane, Boca Raton?
This man.
All right. So you're asking for standard pretrial supervision?
Yes,
Instead of
Your
a
Honor.
$1,000 bond?
Yeah.
Your Honor, I would oppose. Ms. Stabler was arrested June 5th on charges of possession of cocaine, oxycodone, diazepam, 2 counts of possession of harmful new legend drugs without prescription, drug paraphernalia, reckless driving. She's out on a $3,250 worth of bond.
All right, so the court will leave a bond at $1,000, ma'am. Good luck to you, okay? Do you
I
need,
appreciate it
do you
so
have
much. Thank
access to your, do you know the telephone number of the person you're gonna call to help you bond out?
I do,
I
Judge.
do, I'm not able to get through. I'm wondering, Is it possible for you guys to do that? or no?
Well, Mr. Reedy just told me while I was asking you that you gave him a telephone number. He's from the public defender. He'll call them today.
Yeah, I'll call your mom
appreciate
right
it so
after
much.
court.
He'll call
Thank you
right
very
after
much.
court. You're welcome. Good luck to you.
Good luck,
All
Julie.
right, you guys, thank you.
Sharon Lynn Gillis. Sharon Lynn Gillis.
Judge.
Hello?
All right, Miss Gillis, how are you, ma'am? You have false ID given to a law enforcement officer, possession of cocaine, operating without a valid DL, and then 4, 5, and 6 are civil traffic infractions. Vehicle without lights at night, improper parking, two-way road, expired motor vehicle registration over 6 months, first offense. Those 3 are not for magistrate. The only bond you have is $1,000. Court does find probable cause. Your mailing address 1700 Blunt Road, Pompano Beach.
1698. 1698 Blunt Road.
1698 Blount Road. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Romero.
Judge, she's not gonna be able to financially post her bond, and when she was arrested, she doesn't have her phone with her in order to contact her boyfriend to help post her bond. The only number that she has memorized right now is of her daughter who lives out of town that she gave me. But if her daughter tries to post a bond, my understanding, talking with some bondsmen, if they live out of town, that presents a problem as far as coming and sign in. That's gonna present a problem for Ms. Gillis' behalf. Judge, she's 57 years old, been living here for about 22 years. She gets Social Security, $650 a month. Considering this a nonviolent offense, would Your Honor consider releasing her ROR on pretrial release?
State?
And it does appear, and if Mr. Romero stated this, I apologize, but does she live or she gets her mail at Broward Outreach?
I just asked them their mailing address.
Well, no, I'm just going, because the address here, I believe that's Broward Outreach's address.
Okay, it's 1698. Go ahead. Standard
I'm
pretrial
just
release.
asking, I don't know if Mr. Romero has any information.
Mr. Romero, where does she live?
She lives, tell the judge the address.
1528 Northwest 5th Avenue in Pompano. But I get my mail at the shelter because my cousin lives.
You don't
there.
have to tell me why, that's okay. All right, so, what's her prior record?
As far as Broward, her last prior was in 05, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna ROR her, and ma'am, if you miss your court date, you're gonna have a warrant for your arrest.
I'm not gonna miss it.
All right, so there's other ways you can look. If you don't have internet, you can go to browardclerk.org. You're represented by the public defender. Mr. Romero can give you his telephone number at the public defender's office. You can go to the clerk's office in Deerfield, the main courthouse, Plantation, Hollywood, wherever you are, okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck to you. Don't miss your court
Suggest
date.
calling the main public defender's office, because I'm here here all the time. I won't answer.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll have to clarify that next time, Mr. Romero, that it won't be you. Okay, Paul Delachtery. What are we doing with this case?
I think is that him standing up?
Sir, Delachtery, come on up. Delachtery. Judge, what page is he on?
I don't know. I have the paperwork.
I don't even see him on the docket, but I have his
Was there a
paperwork.
page
Well,
missing?
Is he on the second row?
I think we're missing a page.
Oh, you got it.
Oh, that's right. Tanya sent us, she missed a page.
Oh, okay. Okay. There you are. You're here on a trespass. If I can have 1 second to speak to Mr. Delachtery.
I know I haven't.
All right, I can tell you this right now. I'm not resolving his case today. He's gotta go to his division judge.
Are you printing it already?
I'm gonna ROR him.
I was just gonna print it.
I'm gonna tell him though, he returns, and I'm gonna write it here on this paper for whoever his division judge is. He's been told not to trespass there before, so I'm gonna tell him again. You are not to return to the racetrack gas station, sir, located at 3299 North Federal Highway, Pompano Beach. Do you understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and if you go back there, sir, you're gonna get arrested. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, hopefully you won't go back there and I won't see you again. Good luck to you. Oh, hold on. Forgot to do, your address is 7460 Margate Boulevard. Margate is where you get your mail?
Nah, it just changed though.
Do you know what it is?
It's 1501 Northeast 33rd Street, Pompano, Florida 3330664.
Hold on, because I'm writing it down. You said it a little too fast. It's 1501 Northeast 33rd Street, Pompano Beach, Florida, sir?
Yep.
What's the zip code?
33064.
All right, so make sure you don't go back there, sir. Good luck
Yes,
to you.
ma'am.
Look for your court date in the mail. Roy Brewer, please.
Mr. Brewer? Mr. Brewer's approaching, Judge.
All right, Mr. Brewer, resisting an officer without violence. Is your mailing address 7403 Northwest 76th Street, Tamarack, Florida?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, court's gonna ROR you as well. You gotta not return, sir, to the Shell gas station, 7000 North University Drive. If you go back there, you're gonna be arrested. You were told previously, I'm gonna write it down on the paper, that you were advised again not to go there. If you do, I don't think your division judge is gonna like it very much. Good luck to you.
Good luck, sir.
Next one's gonna be Lauren Dwayne Williams.
Bonded, Judge?
Can write bonded on there, Michelle, while I'm doing this. And I'll just sign it. Right hard. Yeah. Tamarack. Thank you. Fabio Sherwood.
Bonded, Judge?
Oh, here's the missing page. Thanks, Michelle. Marco Jaramillo Garate.
Bonded, Judge?
Michael, how are we getting through this docket so much faster than this morning? Michael Harvard.
Mr. Harper? That is here.
All right, Mr. Harvard, you have 2 writs of arrest. One is for $720. The other one is for $686. Stop making me laugh, guys. Count 3 is a capious felony, possession of cocaine, possession of cannabis, driving while license is suspended. And you have another Department of Revenue for $217. Court does find probable cause with the 2 capious felonies, sir. You are gonna be held no bond. Let me just go to that. You are no-show at arraignment in front of Judge Lisa Porter. So bond is gonna be set on count 5 at $1,499. The rest of the bonds will remain in place. You are going before your division judge, Judge Belinda Brown, on July 5th, which is Thursday at 10 a.m. Thank you.
Good luck, sir.
Hold on, we'll be back. I'm sure you did. We can change that permanently if you want. I can talk to the chief judge. Better be careful what you wish for. All right, grant Mr. Jaquan Hutchinson.
Sir Hutchinson is here, Maine, and he is approaching. Come on up, sir.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Hutchinson, you have grand theft auto. You have tag, good, how are you, sir? Thanks for asking. You have a tag unsecured, obscured, or none, not for magistrate, it's a civil traffic infraction. And you do have 2 capious misdemeanors, which are counts 3 and 4, that's $1,000 bond, so you have a total of $2,000. You do have, your capiouses are for possession of drug paraphernalia and gambling for money. Was signed July 26, 2017. Does he want to resolve those, or what are we doing here, folks?
Judge, right now, he did give me the phone number of a friend, that's gonna be bonding him out. The only thing I'm gonna be asking, my understanding, this may be his first felony offense on count 1. I'd ask just to help his friend if you could consider lowering the bond on count 1 alone from $1,000 to $100.
$100.
Thank you, Judge.
So that's a total of $1,100.
Yes, Judge, thank you.
Okay, let me verify his address. 4390 Northwest 32nd Court, Lauderdale Lakes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir, don't miss court if you bond out.
Good luck, sir.
Okay, thank you. Osvaldo Samara Gonzalez.
Bonded, Judge.
Samuel Brown Walton.
He's approaching.
Good evening, Your Honor.
Good evening. It's not evening yet, but soon it will be. And I said that for the benefit of Mr. Reedy and Mr. Linder.
It's like, I don't even know, I can't even keep track. It's like a casino.
Count 1 is driving while license is suspended, sir, third or subsequent offense. You have an unlawful speed, that's not for magistrate, it's a civil traffic infraction. And you do have 2 capious traffics for, looks like 500 and 600. It is for 500 and 500 for suspended driver's license and driver's license suspension. Court does find probable cause. Anybody wish to be heard?
Not at this time, Judge.
So you gonna bond out?
That is correct. I'm gonna contact his wife. He gave me the phone number right after I got out of here, Judge.
All right, sir, is your address, because I just want to make sure you get the notice in the mail. It's 2390 Northwest 89th Drive, Building 5, Coral Springs.
Yes, Your Honor.
Just checking the capiouses to make sure we don't need to change that as well. Just give me one moment. Okay, good luck to you, sir. Don't miss your court date. If you can't find, if it doesn't come in the mail, because you have 3 separate cases now, if it doesn't come in the mail, go to browardclerk.org, or you can call the public defender's office if you're going to use them to represent you, okay? Good luck, sir. Left the bonds in place. Thank you. All right, we're going to call Alex Claude Cadu. You said Conti? Okay, Alex Cadu, you have count 9, capious felony, $1,000 bond, count 10, capious felony, it's an add charge for count 1, and a refile in case number 183850MM10A, count 2. So bond, total bond, it's possession of drug paraphernalia, $100 bond on that, total is $1,100. Does anybody wish to be heard?
No, Your Honor, Mr. Gadu is currently being held on no bond holds, so I just ask the court leave the bonds where they are.
Okay, this is what I'm gonna do, $999 on count 9, $99 on count 10, thank you.
Excuse me, Judge.
Yes,
Can I ask, how is it a capious if I've been in jail this whole time, like a warrant?
a capious means they do that when they change the charge, or they add a charge or refile
And I
something.
believe these were not in I think one was a not in custody, the other was a representative of misdemeanor.
Okay. So you said, okay? All right, contact your public defender, see when your next court date is, they'll be able to tell you.
Alright,
All
thank you.
right, good luck to you. Have a nice weekend.
You too.
Mr. Cadu has a court date on July 3rd. It's an arraignment.
So this Tuesday, you have an arraignment. I don't know what time it is, but you'll go before your division judge, you have an arraignment, okay?
8:30 in front of Judge Dennis Bailey.
8:30, Judge Dennis Bailey.
All right.
Thank you.
You too.
Have a great weekend. Jordan Curry?
Bonded.
Ronald Lee Battle.
He's approaching, Judge.
Good morning, Mr. Battle. Good afternoon. Sir, you have possession with intent to sell, manufacture, or deliver cocaine, possession with intent to sell, manufacture, or deliver cannabis, $3,500 bond total, and then you have two $25 bonds. Counts 3 and 4, attaching a registration license plate not assigned and failure to register a motor vehicle. Count 5 is not for magistrate, possession of an open container in a motor vehicle. Court does find probable cause. Total bond is $3,550. Is your address 2241 Northwest 4th Court, Pompano Beach? Is that your mailing address?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, so, defense, what say you?
Judge, I'm gonna be asking if you would consider releasing on pretrial release. I'll see if the state has an objection.
I would.
Judge, he's almost 60 years old. He's been here his whole life. He's 59 years old. He gets disability. He gets $750 per month. He lives in Pompano Beach with his daughter. His share of the rent is approximately $400. Judge, so we believe these are nonviolent offenses, so that's why we're asking for pretrial release.
Your Honor, certainly there's reason to believe in the PC that Mr. Battle's involved in drug dealing. His criminal history: 2012 possession of cocaine, 22 months state prison. 2012 delivery of cannabis for consideration, 22 months state prison. Possession of cocaine, 2011. Delivery of cocaine, 09 with the VOP. Possession of cocaine, battery, 06 with the VOP. Possession of cocaine, 04. Possession of cocaine, 01. Escape and possession of cocaine, 2000, 34 and a half months state prison. Delivery of cocaine. It goes on from there. I think some bond is appropriate as opposed to a straight R water pretrial.
All right, this is what the court's gonna do. 2,500 on 1, ROR on 2 and 3 and 4, 5. It's not for magistrate. Thank you, sir. Look for your court date. Good luck to you.
Judge, would you sign a phone order allowing Mr. Battle to have access to his phone contacts?
Sure.
Thank you, Judge.
Good luck, sir. Have a nice weekend. Eric Raymond Thomas,
Bonded.
Walter Lee Atwell.
He's approaching.
Okay, Mr. Atwell, good afternoon. You have driving while license is suspended. Third or subsequent offense, $750 bond. Court does find probable cause. Is your mailing address 1325 Northwest 13th Avenue, Fort Lauderdale, Florida?
Yes.
All right.
Judge.
Where are you going?
Oh,
We're not done.
sorry.
It's okay.
You still want me to ask for pretrial, right, or no? Okay.
Okay, we can do the $750, or they're asking for standard pretrial. Would you have any objection, State?
I wouldn't have an objection to pretrial.
Okay, so which one does he want to do?
Do you want the bond, or do you want pretrial?
Pretrial, you have to show up.
You're gonna have to come back on Monday before 12 noon. If you don't come back, there's a warrant issue for your arrest. As opposed to if you just pay bond, you just have to show up to court. So which one do you want?
And you're gonna have to call in twice a week. You're gonna have to report once a month.
I'm gonna have a band on my leg.
No, she's gonna give you standard. But you're gonna have to come in. If you don't come in, or you don't show up, then there's a warrant. Yes.
This is what I'll do. I'll make his bond $500, okay?
I think he wants the pretrial, Judge.
All right, I'll give you pretrial.
Thank you, Judge. We appreciate that. Wait, but you need a map. Here's a map. You better show up or else you're gonna be no bond hold.
Sir, hold on. Sir,
Come on back. We're gonna get your address.
no, I wanna know. When do you have to show up by?
Monday.
What time?
Before 3, right?
Before 12 noon.
12 noon, okay.
And what happens if you don't show up?
A warrant.
And how much do you think your bond's gonna be?
500. 0.
You're gonna have a no bond hold. Thank you, good luck to you. Make sure you show up. Brian Phoenix,
Mr. Phoenix, come on up, sir.
and then after him is Sean Cena Singh. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Phoenix, you have possession of MDMA ecstasy, introduce contraband into a detention facility, $2,000 bond, and then you have a $750 bond for a no-show at calendar call for trespass from Judge Cal Evans. So you have a hearing date on the capious misdemeanor on July 5th at 9 a.m. What say you, Mr. Romero, regarding counts 1 and 2, and the court does find probable cause?
Judge, the only thing I would say about count two, the introducing the contraband, is that this is not a case where he was trying to smuggle drugs into the jail for somebody or anything along those lines. He was in possession of it when he was booked.
I don't have an issue with an ROR in count
Okay, so no PC. Per state and defense.
Well, Your Honor, I wasn't saying no PC, I was just saying I don't have an objection to an ROR, but if the court finds no PC,
Okay, then
I'm
no
not asking any
PC.
time.
So no PC on count 2 only. ROR. All right, so it's $1,750.
Judge, Mr. Phoenix unfortunately is homeless. He does construction, but right now there's no one that can post his bond. He does have a mailing address of the hack, which is in Fort Lauderdale, where he can get his mail at. So Judge, he's asking if you would consider releasing him pre-trial release.
I'm not doing it on Judge Evans' bond, but I do have a couple of addresses. On Judge Evans' bond, it's 875 Northeast 48th Street, Deerfield.
What address is that, sir?
That's where my mother and father used to live.
They used to live, so it's not valid anymore? That's not a valid address.
All right, and then I have 920 Northwest 7th Ave, and then I have at large.
The 97 is the hack address. That's a valid address.
No, 920 Northwest 7th
Yeah,
Ave.
920 Northwest 7th Avenue.
That is correct, Judge. Judge, in the alternative then, I understand the court not taking any action on count 3. Would Your Honor then on count 1 consider lowering the bond on count 1 to $100?
Give me 1 minute.
I don't have an objection.
You have or you do
I
not?
do not.
Okay, $100 on 1. ROR on count 2, $750 on count 3. So he has $850. I'm requesting the clerk update the defendant's address on all cases forthwith and including case number 18564 MM20A. Sir, I want you to write down this date for him, Mr. Romero. You have a court date, July 5th, which is this coming Thursday, in front of Judge Cal Evans. He's on the 5th floor of the new courthouse. If you don't appear for him, what's gonna happen is he's gonna issue a warrant for your arrest, and I'm sure it's gonna be a much higher bond than $750. He might even do a no bond, since it's the second time you didn't appear. Do you understand?
So,
So it's your responsibility to look it up in the computer. If you don't get it, call the public defender, go to the clerk's office.
Judge, from what he's informed, he's not gonna bond out.
I'm not
He
gonna
can't, no one
bond
can
out.
post his bond, so he's gonna be here till July 5th.
Okay. All right, sir, thank you.
Yeah, so what am I gonna do? You're gonna be here in custody. Okay.
Oh, I think somebody went to see her, I'm not sure.
All right, let's go off the record. I mean, if you want me to tell them till 3, if you don't vote, but that's why I try to, because I know that you leave, what time, 4:30 or? Yeah. You're welcome. Sean Cena Singh?
Hey, Sierra Judge.
Okay, how do you say your last name, sir?
Sinat Singh.
Okay. All right, sir, you have grand theft auto, $1,000 bond. You have 2 capious felonies where you have no bond holds. The court does find probable cause. You no-showed before Judge Martin Finey issued no bond holds a calendar call on carrying a concealed firearm and possession of PVP. So those are 2 no bond holds. Court finds probable cause. The address I have for you on file is 2201 Northwest 41st Ave, number 410, Lauderhill.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Mr. Romero, what say you regarding the $1,000 bond, considering he's got 2 no bond holds?
She's living with me. Judge, considering he has no bond hold, nothing to add at this time.
Okay, $999 on one, and also, might wanna, there's no court date here, you might wanna talk to his public defender about setting it in front of Judge Fine, okay?
Good luck, Judge.
All right, so we did Gary Reed, Noel LaBerry. Can we pull him up, Michelle? This is the second look, I believe.
Your Honor, I don't know if they brought LeBerry you'd sent to Judge Loren.
I did.
Yes.
Oh, no, that's the one. Is that the one that I sent to Judge Evans?
I didn't see anything that in Odyssey that he appeared before.
Yes, yesterday, and Judge Evans actually wrote me and said it was just that it's based on cultural differences, that he didn't understand what I was saying, and the public defender spoke to him, so he's sending him back to me for a plea. So I'd like to see, do we have Noel LaBerry? Does anybody know where he is?
He was in, I know he was in one of the satellite courts, because I'm the one who spoke.
All right, let's pull it up. Can someone tell me?
I'm sorry, who is it, Your Honor? I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm glad you said something. Noel LaBerry?
Yes, come on, come.
And if it's gonna be resolved, the offer would be a withhold on both counts. No return.
Okay, no return to where?
5535 West Oakland Park. It's the Shops of Inverary.
Okay, you want a moment to speak to him?
Sure.
Okay, sir, go to the phone to the left.
Do you,
Make sure he knows about the $293.
while we're waiting, do you want me to tell you about the 230 days?
Sure. What's
It's,
their names?
Washington and Smith.
Okay.
Washington's gonna be an ROR, Smith was filed.
Okay, where's Willie Washington?
Go Browns, Your Honor. Good afternoon, ma'am.
All right, your name is Willie Washington?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, your attorney filed a motion saying the state hasn't filed formal charges. State has not filed formal charges, you're entitled to an ROR. That's good news, but the bad news is that doesn't mean the state might not file charges. I mean, might,
Yes, ma'am.
you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
So you have to go, you can go to browardclerk.org and look and see if the state filed formal charges. If you change your address, it's your responsibility to notify the clerk's office and the public defender or your attorney in writing with your case number that your address has changed. If you don't do that, they could issue a warrant for your arrest, so you might want to appear if you have court. ROR, good luck.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a great weekend. All right, Smith was filed.
Yes,
What's the bond?
10,000. Well, no, I think 5,000.
Is it the same charge?
It's one of those change of charges from bodily harm to weapon or the other way
Okay,
around.
Ann Smith, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, okay, your attorney filed a motion, and unfortunately, the state did file formal charges against your state. You just want to tell her what the charges are?
It's still aggravated. It's aggravated battery with great bodily harm.
It's aggravated battery with great bodily harm. Your bond is $5,000.
Actually, I'm sorry. It's either aggravated battery with great bodily harm or deadly weapon. One of the
Okay,
two.
it's either aggravated battery with a deadly weapon or great bodily harm. Your bond's $5,000. You might want to try to get a hold of, you're represented by the public defender. Try to get a hold of them and see if they can do some type of bond motion in front of your judge,
Yes,
okay?
Judge, Ms. Smith indicated to me, Judge, she's not gonna be able to post a $5,000 bond, so, I don't know if there's anything we can do here.
Miss ma'am, I'm born and raised here. I have a 25-year-old son, a 21-year-old daughter, a 6-month-old grandson. I have priors, and they've seen that I've been ROR'd, that I do show up for my court hearings. My roots are right here in Broward County, born and raised, 7 generations.
Your Honor, the allegation is she stabbed the victim in the face with a knife. I really think any bond modification really needs to go to her assigned judge.
Yeah, I'm gonna require it go before her division judge. I'm sorry, ma'am. Just,
God
Mr.
bless.
Reedy will contact your public defender and have him do a motion in front of a judge, okay?
I will.
Thank
God
you,
bless.
good luck to you. All right, Gary Reed, we did.
Okay, all right, now, so she posted your
Who
bond,
else you have there?
and when did you get
We
this?
have Anthony Johnson.
Okay,
Second look.
Okay,
send him in.
hang on one second.
How you doing, Your Honor? I was supposed to come early, but I ain't feel good, man.
Who's this, Your Honor?
That's all right. Anthony Johnson, page 6 of the docket. Have a nice weekend,
Yeah.
Keefa.
Thank you, you too. Bye.
Yeah, Your Honor, here's the situation, just so the court's aware.
Hold this up,
I'm not saying that the court can't,
right here.
Make sure, because it doesn't show that your bond has been posted, no.
What's his bonds?
well, that's the thing, Your Honor, this can't just be a second look, because he hasn't actually had his first appearance yet. He was scheduled for a first appearance this morning, and we were told he was a medical reset. So he needs to have his first appearance. We're kind of putting the cart before the horse. He has to have a first look.
See you guys.
Have a nice weekend.
All right, well, I don't have an objection. He hasn't had his first appearance. They said it was a medical reset. If you want to ask Dante to get the paperwork, we can do it now and address it.
Sure, and I've actually have spoken with Mr. Johnson's sister. He has an address, a place to stay. I was gonna ask the court to consider pretrial release for him as well.
All right, Dante, can you have him pull the paperwork for Anthony Johnson, page 6? Pardon?
He was on the docket this morning.
Yes, so they have the paperwork. He was a medical reset, but he's here now. And I don't want to,
You want me to bring all the recess from this morning up?
sure,
No, just this
just
one.
Anthony Johnson. All right, sir, have a seat. Let's go to have a seat, sir, we're getting the paperwork. Mr. Romero, who do you have?
Judge, the first gentleman is Jonathan Marion, he's right here. He's on the second look docket, driving while license suspended, $750 bond. My understanding is, like, from what he's advising, he had a no bond hold earlier, he believes that no bond hold is no
Hold up
longer
the
there.
case.
So we'd ask you to consider a straight ROR
You're
on
the
this
best.
driving offense, Judge. Please.
I want you to know Michelle is speeding it up and gave me copies of everything, so we don't have to look it up in the computer.
Okay, thank you.
So you owe her a donut on Monday morning, everybody. Okay. Okay, or Mr. Linder did it, we owe him a donut. Okay,
know.
so,
I'm not sure what Mr. Romero is referring to. From what I can tell, he never had a no bond hold.
it's $750. And I told him standard pretrial supervision, and he chose a $750 bond.
Jonathan Marion?
Yes.
He has a driving while license is suspended, third or subsequent offense. He was here on 5/27 on Wednesday. And I offered him, or the state, everybody agreed to standard pretrial, and he said no, he wanted a $750 bond. So tell me what it is everybody would like to do. What are you asking for? Obviously, he can't pay the $750.
Judge, he's at this side telling me if your honor could give him pretrial release.
All right, we'll do standard pretrial. You have to report by Monday, sir, you gotta pay attention. You have to report by Monday, 12 noon. If you don't report, you're gonna go to jail and you're gonna have a no bond hold.
I'm familiar with it.
Okay, well, I'm glad you are. So,
Thank
you get in the map. Good luck to you, sir, you're welcome.
Brian.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Jerome Thomas, come on up, please.
You're not verifying any of their addresses, correct? For pretrial? Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
Judge,
you
this
go.
is Mr. Jerome Thomas. I believe, you release him on a level 2 with the monitor. At this time, Mr. Thomas, is gonna
No,
be
I
asking
did an
your honor-
open schedule.
Yeah, open schedule, that should cover it. Judge, what do you consider, Mr. Thomas is asking me to ask you if you would consider just, standard pretrial release?
Why is he still in jail?
I don't know.
Wait, Your Honor, this,
Hold
They
on a
said,
second. Go ahead, tell me what they told you.
They told me that they was the public defender I talked to. She said they put in a motion to give me ROR, and I don't know. I'm still here, but
Okay, can
again,
someone tell me from pretrial why when I release this gentleman, ROR, on the 27th, and today is the 29th, he's still in jail?
Your Honor, he doesn't have a contact, he didn't provide pretrial with the contact information. He
I
provided an
have it right
address.
here, 240 Northeast,
He
okay.
provided an address, not a phone number. Phone number, we probably can get him out quicker. But since he only gave us an address, we sent a field person out, left a note on the door. Nobody has contacted us as of yet. Sent somebody's going out again today, but nothing has been written in the notes. But that was yesterday.
What's the number for this person? Why aren't they calling back?
Not even calling back.
because my mom, she is very old. My mom is like 70-something years old. She would be
Well,
in the
that's
kitchen
not very
cooking.
old.
I know, but she'll be in the kitchen cooking, and she'll leave her phone, and she'll let it ring. That's why I said if you give me standard, I could get to my house, and I could arrange everything. I could get everything in place if you give me standard.
As a matter of fact, Your Honor, I apologize for interrupting. Jackson, again from free trial. We did locate a number on this morning at 10:39. Miss Geraldine Thomas, 754-366-0067.
Is that your mother?
Yeah, that's my
We
mom.
left a voice message. She has not returned our phone calls yet. So they're going out again to do a field request. But that is not
Give me her number,
I have in computer
754,
366-0067. Miss Geraldine.
I'm sorry, 366.
0067. And we left our contact number for her to call us. We're sending somebody out again today.
I'm sorry, what's her name, Miss what?
Geraldine Thomas?
Geraldine Thomas?
And I personally called that same day.
Hello?
Yes, hi, is this Miss Thomas?
Hello?
Hi, is this Miss Thomas?
Yeah.
Hi, Miss Thomas, my name is Judge Malika. I'm calling from the courtroom, and your son is in the Broward County Jail. I wanted to verify, can he live with you at 240 Northeast 23rd Street, Pompano Beach?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge.
It's been verified. Thank you. He should be released.
that's why I just wanted to bring it to your attention to do whatever.
You're welcome. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Judge, the last gentleman we have here at Maine is, come on up, sir, is Mr. DeAnthony Rutledge.
Okay, that's page 5.
Yes, Judge, he has $1,000 bond, I believe, on a retail theft. Right now, there's no one that could post his bond. Judge, he's gonna be asking Your Honor to consider releasing him on pretrial release.
All right, give me one moment. I just want to write the order.
I think there was this the case where there was an order for treatment?
Judge, right now, unfortunately, he's homeless, but he does have a
Hold on
mailing
one
address
second.
with
I'm
his
writing
bond.
something on the order that I
Okay, I'm
just
sorry.
did before.
No,
That's all
no
right.
problem.
All right, so we have,
You
DeAnthony Rutledge. This is a
Yes.
motion.
And you did ROR, you did penny verification to a drug rehab facility, Your Honor.
Yes. Did he find a drug rehab?
I haven't got a chance to look up one. I've been in jail the whole time.
So the answer is no?
I've been in jail the whole time. I can't look up one.
Yeah, you can. Tell him how he can look up drug rehabs. I know Mr. Saunders, you should have him speak to him. He has a list a mile long of all the different places he can go to. He sent it to me.
Judge, this is news to me. He advised me he was in the detox unit, and when you're in detox unit,
They-
you don't
okay.
have access.
I understand.
So that's, I believe, the issue.
All right, so where would he like to go? I can't recommend a place, so.
Judge, I do know, he does have a mailing address with his aunt, so if you were to, Your Honor, were to release him to a pretrial, you would have to report by 12 noon. At that time, hopefully this weekend, you can find someone who would provide it to pretrial, or at very least provide the mailing address of his aunt.
I'm not sending him.
This is a retail theft
I'm-
in which it was at a Home Depot.
I understand, but there's a drug issue going on here. The stolen items total $1,500. My prior ruling is gonna stand. He's gotta find a drug facility. Maybe you should contact Mr. Sanders. He's very good at finding them, and I'm serious about that. All right, let's reset. Tell you what, Mr. Rutledge, we will reset you. You want Monday or Tuesday, Mr. Reedy?
Well, I guess
Mr. Rutledge can get, Mr. Sanders can get him applications.
Tuesday'd be fine. I think Mr. Saunders might be covering for me on Tuesday.
All right, so 7-3, let's reset him for 1 PM, but tell Mr. Saunders, is he in this weekend or tomorrow? Can someone maybe help him?
Yeah, I can send him an email right now.
Okay, send him an email. Here you go. Come up, Willie? Where's Willie? Okay. How are you?
I'm good in yourself.
Fine, thanks.
Good.
All right, Mr. Reedy, you want to come up for a moment? I'll give you this. Sure. Okay, so reset for 7-3 at 1 PM.
Judge, by any chance, do you happen to have the phone number of First Step? I remember a program, a representative came and spoke to you, and I think he gave you the phone number, and it seems maybe if you gave me the phone number, if I called him right now, because over the weekend, I don't know what's the likelihood.
954.
Mr. Reedy has the card too.
Do you have the
954
phone number? 954.
638 6916.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
954
Yep.
638 6916. That's Randy Merritt.
Randy, I'm gonna call him right now.
Okay.
All right, call him and we'll come back to you, okay? Have him stay
Thanks,
there.
Jeff.
Maybe we can resolve it.
Okay, hold on.
No, have the gentleman, what was his name that we just had?
Rutledge.
Tell him to leave Rutledge here.
Oh, well, let me first call and see if someone's gonna answer so I can tell the deputies. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, okay. North Broward, who do we have left? Anybody? Are we finished? North Broward, who do we have? Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
You hear me?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, we still have an Anthony Johnson and a Noel Labari.
Yes, Johnson, you put on recall.
Why'd we put Shakira Johnson? What's their first names?
Anthony Johnson.
Okay, hold on. Anthony Johnson. That's page 6. Hold on. All right, let's see them.
Okay, which one you want first, Anthony?
Anthony.
10-4.
Everyone else is either a med reset or
Okay.
custody.
Okay, Mr. Johnson, how are you, sir?
doing all right, man.
All right, we are here, is this an ROR or a second look? It's gotta be a second look.
It's actually really a first. This was the case, you remember we were told there was a medical reset this morning, Your Honor, you asked.
Oh, okay, do we have the paperwork, Dante? Right here, is this it? No?
This was the case that it was a
This is on
reset
the,
this
we have
morning.
this on the second look, that's the document.
Yes, but it was also a reset.
Okay, so Mr. Johnson, you are charged with the possession of cocaine, correct? We're doing magistrating them, right?
Yes,
Okay, you're here for two things today, but we're just gonna magistrate you. Possession of cocaine, $1,000 bond, tamper with or fabricate physical evidence, $1,000 bond. Court does find probable cause.
Can I say something? I didn't have
No, hold on. Don't say anything. We have Mr. Reedy here in the courtroom.
and Your Honor, I discussed this with Mr. Reedy, the problem.
Willie?
Mr. Johnson is out on conditional release before Judge Backman in career offender court for burglary of an occupied dwelling and grand theft from a dwelling. I just spoke with the ASA that's handling this case. He's been found incompetent in that case. The most recent supervised release order that Judge Backman signed, one of the conditions was no alcohol, no intoxicants, unless there's a prescription, so. And it does appear that, I know Mr. Reedy was beginning to tell the court before that, he spoke to his sister. It looks like Judge Backman's aware of that because it's part of the supervised release conditions was he has to stay with his sister. Unfortunately, at this time, I can't agree to an RO to pretrial because I think this is a matter that really should go in front of Judge Backman to decide maybe the best way to proceed.
Is there any way we can get him in front of Judge Backman? He has a pending case?
Yes, he does have a pending case, Judge.
I don't feel comfortable putting him on pretrial.
Can I say something to,
No,
Your Honor?
sir.
Hold
Hold
on,
on, you have an
Anthony.
attorney here representing you.
And, Your Honor, Brian,
Yeah,
Nicole Hamill-Scott isn't with your office, is she?
Can you ask if I can get this?
'Cause I'm
Jeff?
looking
yeah, I
at-
think she's,
Tell him.
I don't know.
So I'm looking at
Monday or
policy.
Tuesday.
Yeah, so
He
am
said
I.
Monday or
I'm familiar
Tuesday.
with her. It's not your office's
7566.
address.
Wait, there's a notice of an amended public defender filed June 14th.
Okay, yeah, I see that. Okay, good.
Yeah, it's her. All right, let me see if I can reach her right now.
So leave a message. Tell her case on your behalf. Oh, I just magistrated him. I just magistrated him, but I think Judge Backman should see him. Hold on, sir, okay? We'll be with you in a moment.
Yes, ma'am. Judge, can I ask you a question?
No, not yet. Hold on.
Anthony, I'm talking to your public defender right now. Just give me a second, okay?
Hey, man.
What? What number, Julie? Well, they can't leave a message. You should say you can call us in the courtroom if we're not there, 7835.
Judge? Hector at me.
Hector at Maine, okay. Hold on one second. Sir,
Judge
just give me 1 moment, okay? I gotta go speak to someone at the main jail. If you wanna have a seat for a moment, we'll be right back to you. Everybody's talking on the phone. So have a seat, we'll be with you in 1 minute. Go ahead, Hector, I'm sorry.
No problem, Judge. Regarding D'Anthony Rutledge, I went ahead right now and called Randy Johnson with First Step. I've called him twice. I left him a message. I called back and left him actually my cell number so he can personally contact me. So at this time, I have no new information. So what I'm gonna try and do is.
We could do an order if you want in the meantime, custody to custody, First Step. And then if he can get in, he's there.
Right, well, that's why, I know he's, placed on your docket on Tuesday, so what I'm gonna try and do is keep on reaching out to him. And if we need to get it addressed earlier, I will let you know on Monday.
All right, but I'm saying if he could do it over the weekend, he could go during the weekend. It's up to you, I don't care, he might be able to do it, he might have room.
Okay, I mean, that's fine with me.
All right, so it's First Step?
First Step Sober House, correct.
Okay,
Thank you very much, Judge, and I'm gonna keep reaching out to First Step.
okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Have a great weekend. You gonna
Thank you,
be
Judge.
here on Monday?
I'll be here.
Okay, me too. All right, bye. Oh, Mr. Romero, what's the name of the defendant again? Because I have 10 names, I forgot his name, I'm sorry.
Mr. DeAnthony Rutledge. Rutledge. DeAnthony, Deanthony. The case number is 187638 CF10A.
Okay, thank you. Do you need something from him? Hold on. Sheila's asking you a question from confinement.
Oh, no problem.
No, I'm gonna sign an order custody to custody to First Step Sober House, and if he can get in this weekend,
If he does not get accepted because no one has talked to First Step, then he's not, if someone decides to bond him, he's not gonna be able to bond him. It's gonna go on the program, and then he's gonna be.
he's not gonna bond out. If he can bond out, fine.
But if he's in custody, he's gonna take those bonds. And he has to wait for the program.
Does he have a bond? Where's his paperwork, Michelle?
He has a $1,000 bond, Judge.
Well, we did pending verification.
Right, but no, the pending verification is not a part of the.
Still,
Can I see his paperwork? Do we have it?
Yep, then until First Step says that they're accepting him, he will stay in a waiting program status. The bonds are gonna come out, and then until a bed is available, or if First Step takes him or whatever, he's gonna stay a waiting program. If he's to reside at First Step and he leaves his pending verification, if First Step verify that, yes, then he can go here. Then you would change it over for him to go custody. So the best thing is.
Whatever you wanna do, it doesn't matter to me. What do you wanna do?
Judge, I guess, if First Step says they'll accept him, the order that's already in place, I believe will do. Is
Okay,
that,
fine, no problem, then go ahead. No
But we're
problem.
still leaving him on for this
Well,
Tuesday, right?
yes, but Sheila's telling me pending verification will still require a custody to custody order, right?
No, pending verification is not gonna require custody. If you do pending verification, and he's gonna be staying at First Step, and they verify that, yes, it is First Step, then at that time, then we can bring him back and make him a waiting program.
So you still have to bring him back.
But if you do it right now, we're gonna take out the bond, we'll notify First
He's not gonna
Step, and
pay the bond, but
then.
it doesn't matter to me. He still needs the order. They take out the bond, that's the difference.
I think let's just, I think leave it alone, because the order that's
That's
in place
fine,
will
no
still allow
problem.
him to be released to pretrial, if pretrial can verify with First Step, yeah.
No, then, First Step, my understanding, I don't know why we need the second step, but my understanding is if they verify his address at First Step Sober, then he doesn't need a custody order then.
First Step,
No.
First Step has to say that, First Step has to say that, yes, it's okay for him to come there,
we don't do
then he will go there on his own, and that's the.
On his own.
Trial would need to say. that
Yeah.
he can
But
stay
they
there.
can pick him up,
So,
obviously.
but it won't be custody, he has to go to pretrial on his own.
Okay, this is my question. If you hear, Sheila, from First Step Sober, because I just want to make sure we're clear when we do this in the future. When I put pending verification and First Step says, yes, he can come to our program, he can live here, and this is where he's gonna live, he can be released at that point.
Only thing we do is we change the status to a waiting program. We fax, First Step Sober House if he's ready, and we tell him that he's ready, and that's it. Everything after that will rely on pretrial to take it.
So how long does it take once they verify it?
It's bed space. We can't say it's a week, we can't say 2
No, I'm
weeks.
not asking you about the bed space, I'm asking you, when First Step Sober says they're gonna take him and his address is verified, he should be released.
When First Step says when they do that, it just depends on how you're gonna do it. If Randy says he could stay there, they need to notify pretrial, not confinement, pretrial.
Okay, they need to notify pretrial, and then he should be released there.
Correct.
Okay, and it's his problem to get there. If he doesn't go there, he'll be violated. That's it.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Judge. Bye.
So what should I tell Mr. Saunders? Because I already sent him an email.
Ask Mr. Romero.
We're trying to get him into a program as soon as possible. Right now, there's the current, I guess, order that's in place is he's to be released to any drug program that's, that can be verified. That's the order. So whether it's First Step, whether it's Pompano Beginners.
Can you pull up
Hector,
the order,
Hector.
please? Can I see it?
You have to have a program that,
Yes,
that
print
you
it
can't
out,
just say
please.
any program.
I don't know
You
where
have
it
to know
is.
the name of the program.
Print it out.
It has to be one. You
Okay,
just
maybe
can't
I
say
need to
anybody.
reword my order. Hold on. If you guys want to address this on Tuesday, that's fine. I don't care. It's your client.
No, that's why I wanted to go ahead and address it on
Okay,
Tuesday.
it says standard pretrial supervision, pending verification to a drug rehab facility.
According to that order, I believe I'm interpreting it correctly. Whatever drug facility says we want him, he'll be accepted here. Pretrial has, the confinement status has to let him go. That's what I'm hearing.
We're waiting on whoever the PD notify us, or even the program to notify us. But it's not
All right,
like this is-
whoever the program is, or the PD, you need to notify them. After that, when they say, yes, we're taking him, he can go. As long as they say there's a bed available, I don't care if he gets, how he gets there, he can get there on his own. He can get there, they can pick him up, or whatever they want to do.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay? It's up to him to get there.
Yeah, Mr. Reedy, so I'll talk to you later, but I guess Mr. Sanders, if he also knows of different programs, so we can maybe.
Just tell him he's
attack
trying
this.
to get him in.
Hector, can
And-
you give Austin a call and just let him know what's going on?
Okay.
All right, thank you, bye-bye. Have a nice weekend. Let's go to North Broward. Who do we have left?
The same two we had before.
Okay,
Mr.
John Anthony.
But you didn't find anybody else since we spoke to you last, Deputy?
I have three more names. I have three more names I'm gonna give you.
Huh?
All right, Anthony Johnson. So we have a possession of cocaine, tamper with or fabricate. We haven't heard back from Judge Backman. Let me just try one more time. I was trying to get him a court date.
Yeah, he's out all next week, Judge.
Judge Backman is?
Yes, he is.
Okay, well, then I guess. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. Where's his paperwork, Michelle?
I don't have any.
Oh, that's right, we just magistrated. No, where's his paperwork from magistrate? Can I have it back then?
It's being
Oh,
brought
you
up.
have it.
Hey, miss, I got competency classes and all that stuff. Please, miss.
All right, this is what you have. Possession of cocaine, tamper with or fabricate physical evidence. $2,000 bond. What say you, Mr. Romero?
Who was that?
Mr. Reedy, he's your attorney.
Well, Judge, the state highlighted paragraph H of Mr. Johnson's conditional release signed by Judge Backman, stating that Mr. Johnson shall not drink alcohol or use illegal substances. There's no allegation that he used any illegal substances. The allegation is that he was in possession of illegal substances, so.
And in fairness, then I'll refer Mr. Reedy to letter I, which is the defendant shall not be involved in any type of illegal activity.
All right, I don't have a copy of any of this that you're
It's- I
talking
can
about,
print-
but
Your Honor, this is his conditional release order signed by Judge
can I see
Backman.
it?
I can print, well, do you want-
Yeah, you can have my copy.
Thank you. You're not gonna need to go to the gym this
H is
weekend.
high.
Okay.
I know, that was the number I. It's been that
Problem, Anthony, is that you got rearrested while you're out on conditional release from Judge
I know.
Backman. So that's a problem, that's a big problem, my friend.
I know, and the guy was saying that no matter if it's an empty tube or not, no matter if nothing was in there or not, he was just saying that because you feel what the cop was telling me. And I was like, I didn't have anything, but he said, but it's still an empty tube, and he said he had residue in it.
Anthony, whatever the reason is, you got arrested, okay?
I know.
All right, so what we need to do is get you back in front of Judge Backman. Now, I spoke with your public defender, Miss Nicole Hamill-Smith, and I spoke with her secretary. They're aware of the situation. This new case has been assigned to Judge Rothschild. They're gonna make a motion to have the case transferred to Judge Backman's division, so all your cases are together in the same place. And they're gonna try and get you in front of Judge Backman as soon as they possibly can.
That's my thing. I was like, I didn't have anything. The
All
guy
right,
at the
sir,
cop
don't
said-
talk about the facts of the case. It's not gonna change anything right now. It really isn't.
Charlie, is this the shake house?
Okay, unfortunately, Judge Backman is out all next week. He will be back the week after. You are gonna remain, as far as this case, court's gonna keep the bond at, I'll do $1,000 on one and $100 on count two, $1,100 total. Court is gonna do that you shall comply with all the conditions.
Judge, you couldn't ROR this so I could have still gone my competency classes and stuff. So Batman and seeing I'm still doing my competency and I'm still, you know what I'm saying? The only thing is I just picked up a freaking empty bottle off the ground, Judge. That's it. And the cops say you can see
Don't discuss the facts of your case, Anthony, because what you're saying is you're actually putting yourself there at the scene. And that's something the state has to prove.
I'm saying it's not like I was selling drugs or anything like that, man.
Anthony, look, there's only so much we can do. This is magistrate court, okay? Sometimes the best we can do for you is to get you in front of your division judge as soon as we can. And that would be Judge Backman, and that's what we're trying to do. And if it's not gonna be Judge Backman, Ms. Hamel-Smith may be able to get you in front of a different judge next week.
What, if this is in front of Rothschild, why don't they just have it go in front of Judge Rothschild and ask him?
Because Judge Rothschild won't have the I don't wanna say jurisdiction, but
Why, this case, the possession of cocaine and tamper with, he doesn't have a violation charge. I'm just saying, he doesn't have a violation of conditional release, so
yeah,
if
I'll
Judge
suggest
Backman
that.
wants to put
I'll
him back in a
suggest that to Ms.
program or something,
Hamel-Smith.
sure.
And we'll see what can be done. I don't know that Judge Rothschild would want to make a ruling of that nature, knowing that there's a possible pending violation on a habitual offender case.
Okay. All right, sir, you'll see Judge Backman or Judge Rothschild, somebody, your attorneys in those divisions have been alerted, okay? Just be patient. Probably a week from this week.
Come on, Judge,
The week,
man.
it's not up to me, it's gonna be up to Judge Backman.
Do I have a no bond home?
No, you have $1,100 bond.
So that's what I'm saying, Judge. Why you could just come ROR me? Cause my sister, she gonna bond me out anyway, but I'm like, why you come ROR me so I
I
could save that
can't,
money?
just have your sister bond you out, okay? $1,100 total bond.
All right, thank you.
Good luck.
All right.
Okay, next person, last person.
Yeah, okay, come on, Mr. Labari. You tell me, Your Honor.
Where is he, Mr. Who?
Just go in front of the judge and talk to the judge. Okay.
Where is he?
Right there in the corner.
No, where is he on my docket?
Second
Okay.
local misdemeanor.
Okay, Noel Labari?
Yes.
Hello,
Yes,
sir,
Judge.
how are you?
Better today, Judge.
All right, so have you had enough of time to speak to Mr. Labari?
I think so.
Okay, Mr. Labari, raise your right hand. Do you swear and/or affirm to tell the truth?
I never do. Always tell the truth, Judge.
Okay,
Never lie.
you're charged with resisting an officer, obstructing without violence, and trespass after warning.
Mr. Labari indicated to me, Your Honor, that he would like to enter a plea of no contest to these charges in exchange for a withheld adjudication and court costs. I explained to him that he will have 6 months to pay the court costs, and he can pay online, he can make partial payments, and if he does not make the payments, that his driver's license could be suspended.
Is that correct, sir? Your attorney
Yes.
just made, do you understand those conditions?
Yes, Judge.
All right, and you understand that if your driver's license gets suspended, and I just have to ask you these questions because I have to make sure that you knowingly and intelligently plead to this case and you know what the consequences are. So if you don't pay the $293, do you understand that your driver's license will be suspended and they'll also impose a late fee?
Yes, Judge.
And that's approximately $25. No one's forcing you to do this?
No.
You're not under the influence of any alcohol or drugs?
No, Judge.
You understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, a plea to this charge could result in deportation proceedings and affect your ability to remain in the United States?
I am a citizen.
Okay. So understanding what I just explained to you, you're pleading guilty, not guilty, or no contest to resisting or obstructing without violence and trespass after warning.
Yes, I agree.
No contest
No contest.
to both charges.
Yes, Judge.
All right, the court's going to accept your plea, find that it's freely and voluntarily entered. The court has reviewed the court file and finds probable cause for the plea. The court is going to withhold adjudication, which means no conviction, and impose court costs of $293. The court will do that on the resisting or obstructing without violence charge. Court will I'll give you 1 year to pay that, sir, okay? You can go
Yes, sir.
online to browardclerk.org and make partial payments. The other thing is, you have 30 days to appeal the sentence of the court. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed. The court will take judicial notice of the time that Mr. Lahari served in the Broward County Jail. Good luck to you, sir. You're done. You'll be released.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And that's a withhold on each. Court costs only on one. Oh, sir, bring him back.
Deputy's right here.
Yes.
Sir, I forgot something very important. I told you this the first time. You're not to return to the shops of Inverary, including the parking lot. Do you understand?
Okay, Judge.
I'm serious. If you go back there, you're gonna get arrested.
No, I'm not gonna go back, man.
All right, don't go back there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Deputy at North Broward. Have a nice weekend.
All right, you do the same.